Next presentation is by the Community Relation Board. Dr. Richardson, good to see you again.
It's good to see you as well, Mr. Chair, to all the other members of the wonderful and prestigious and pristine Board of County Commissioners of Miami-Dade County. Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm joined today by Ronald Fulton, a member of our board, and Ronaldo Valdez, a member of our board, and our staff person, Amy Carswell. I am Walter T. Richardson, the current chair of the Miami-Dade County Community Relations Board. And at the request of our chair, Chairman Monestein, and other members of this distinguished board, and following some discussions with some of you and members of our community, I've come to address you briefly about the shootings in our community and some proposed responses to those shooting incidents. The CRB, the community, and our leaders from every arena of Miami-Dade County share the same sense of urgency to respond immediately and effectively to the shocking and traumatic shootings and murders that have taken place in Miami-Dade County in very recent months, another one last night, and over the past years. The sometimes senseless and brazen shootings of men, women, and children at a county park, recently at a teen club on the streets, and at homes are crises, a part of a crisis that needs to be addressed. We believe that all lives matter and everyone in Dade County is affected by these shootings. The CRB supports many of the long-term and systemic initiatives that are being implemented and that are being proposed to bring law enforcement together with community partners to stop the senseless violence. Yet more needs to be done. As you are aware, the CRB recently convened a series of 5 community forums around the county that are helping to refine proposals aimed at enhancing trust between residents and citizens. This past April, we joined with the City of Miami CRB and the City of Miami Beach, City of Miami Police Department, and convened a community briefing in response to the shooting deaths of 2 children that took place on the same day within several blocks of each other. There were nearly 200 people that came out to share their ideas and concerns and to hear from elected officials and police leaders about how we should appropriately respond. There were 2 people that were killed, a 10-year-old by the name of Marlon Eason and a 16-year-old by the name of Richard Hallman. And at these meetings and other meetings that we have been a part of, the CRB, we are hearing very loud and clear that our communities are in crises. So in our role as advisors to the County Commission, the mayor, and the community at large, we have identified some critical initiatives that are evidence-based and we believe you should strongly consider to address the gaps in service that are needed to respond to these emergencies. Let me just mention several of them, and I think each of you has been given an outline of what I'm proposing and presenting to you. There is an initiative called Operation Restoration that is mobilizing faith leaders to facilitate partnerships with law enforcement schools. This is an initiative that began with our mayor, Carlos Jimenez, and our school superintendent, Alberto Carvalho, along with support from Audrey Edmondson, working with Reverend Johnny Barber and other members of our juvenile services. There's another initiative called Cure Violence Program. You have that on your list, that utilizes public health models to deploy trained violence interrupters that mediate potentially lethal conflicts and help ensure that conflicts do not reignite. This is an initiative that was introduced to our board by Commissioner Levine Cava and Cure Violence Incorporated. We're also very interested in having you support some restorative justice initiatives. One has been brought about, again, by Commissioner Levine Cava, along with Power Youth Center for Social Change being the lead agency for that intervention. Then there's another wonderful program called Empathy Project, Kids Helping Kids, which would augment, if instituted, restorative justice issues and Kenyan nonviolence and mediation programming. We need all of these. Not only do we have that, but Commissioner Moss has initiated a program working with our Black Advisors Advisory Board, and Aretha Boone-Fye is here with us today, a grief counseling and education component that will train and mobilize a diversity of people within communities that are impacted by murder. Then finally, the Raising Safe Kids Task Force, which is an initiative of the NAACP. It's going to take all of this, plus more, to help us keep our city viable and peaceful. I will say that we're one incident away from being a Ferguson, but hopefully if these programs are initiated and continued and maintained, we will not see the kind of things that happen in our northern states here. I might add, and this is not a part of my notes, that there's an initiative also by one of our commissioners to talk about civil citations. All of this goes towards making sure that the community is whole, everybody is treated equally and fairly, and that we can ensure safety and tranquility here in Dade County, and that this is one nation under God for all. Thank you very much.